Word swapping is nothing like wife swapping, but it can be a huge problem. All right, today on How to Write Better, we're talking about word swapping. I'll start out by saying that most minimalists aren't very minimalistic. So what is word swapping exactly? It's when we confuse two words. We mistake one word for another. I'll give you a few examples here that are popular examples and maybe even some obscure examples. The first example that everyone knows about because we confuse it in everyday discourse, but especially in everyday writing. And that is affect versus effect. Although when I say it like that, you know the difference. If I affected the rules of the game versus the rules of the game had a particular effect on me. Although when we're just talking to our friends, we often just say affect for either one of those. So it's easy to get them confused. Then when we write them, we don't really know how to write the word or which one is correct versus which one isn't. Now, of course, writing programs often will correct you, but certainly not always. That's why it helps to have a really wonderful usage dictionary, something like Garner's Modern Usage Dictionary, where it will discuss the difference between the correct word and the incorrect word, or when the particular word is correct. Here's an obscure example for you. Afghan versus Afghani. Quite often, we talk about a person from Afghanistan and we call them what? An Afghani. And turns out that is not correct. Whenever we're using the term Afghan, it describes something or someone from Afghanistan. However, if an Afghan is paying me in their native currency, then the Afghan paid me 7 Afghani for my t-shirt. So Afghani is a type of currency. An Afghan is someone or something that comes from the country Afghanistan. Let's talk about something that is less obscure, but it is a common error. In fact, it's so common that it tends to be commonly accepted in our everyday dialogue with other people. And that is nauseous versus nauseated. Oh, that smell just nauseated me. That nauseous smell nauseated me. But of course, what we'll often say is, oh yeah, that made me nauseous. No, it didn't. It made you nauseated. The nauseous gas made you nauseated. We inadvertently swap one word for another word. The common term for this is Gentilism, when we try to use a word that is maybe more aristocratic, something that is maybe more commonly accepted by the prim and proper English speakers, and we end up accidentally swapping those words. And of course, that's where the word minimalistic comes in. Why would we use the word, it's quite ironic, right? That we often would use the word minimalistic when we mean minimal or minimalist. If there is a minimal amount of errors in this video, then we would just use the word minimal, right? We wouldn't say there's a minimalistic amount. That's a gentilism. It's a type of puff word, which we discussed in a previous video. And so if you want to describe something as minimal or minimalist, if you're describing a particular artistic movement, you'll say minimalist paintings or minimalist literature. And that's totally fine. But otherwise, we want to use the simplest word in our writing. And a great usage dictionary will help you identify the best words for you. If you want 15 more writing tips, visit howtowritebetter.org or click the link in the description to download my free ebook. It's called 15 Ways to Write Better. And you'll walk away today with 15 tips that will improve your writing today.